Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Project 27. I'm your host, Bill Ladd, and we come together to try and get better as we strive to become the best. World class. Best at what? That's your call. Guys, for me, it's all about trying to become the best version of myself. So in a previous episode, we had talked about stepping away from the chair and that related production and working on the practice. And specifically, I talked about strategic planning and kind of how you can carve out time to take, really work through the strategy and kind of where you want to go as a practice. And I really want to expand on that a little bit because I think that it's easy to say that, but I think we're missing a big mindset shift that I think is super important for us to think about. And that's going from thinking short-term to long-term, playing the short game versus the long game. This is something that I was exposed through an advisor or consultant that we had several years back. And he really tried to expand my mind and my brain because I was thinking so short term. I was putting out so many short term fires that we were just kind of muddling along. We weren't making any progress towards any goal that was inspiring, anything that inspired myself or my team. And he really challenged me to start thinking through the long game. And that's what strategic planning can do for you. It can really show you where you want to go. What do you want to be? And if you're laser focused on that, then what you'll find is you'll stop making short-term decisions. A lot of times those short-term decisions are expedient because they make things easier now. Maybe it's a team member. Maybe there's a team member that you can look at and say, there is no way that this person is going to help me get to that goal. Maybe it's something you're doing in the practice that you could look at and say, you know what, there is no way if I keep doing this that it's going to get me there. That's what we had to go through. And we made some major, massive, scary changes within our firm because we knew that's who we were. That's not who we're going to be. And what I've learned, guys, is that when you start thinking long-term and you start kind of playing this thing out, what you start doing is building value in your practice or value in the firm. Because we all at some point are going to have an exit. And everybody's going to have a different exit. And it doesn't matter. It may be a doctor for doctor. It may be a DSO coming and buying you out. You know, it could be, I guess, you just dropping the keys in the bushes. Hopefully not. You built something of value. But when you're playing the long game, you're always looking to build this thing out to have value. And in all my experience and everything I've seen, when you have a practice that is self-managing, that runs by itself, that runs like clockwork, that somebody could look at this and say, hey, they have got an enterprise, not just a dental practice, not a small business. This is an enterprise that has systems and processes and has vision and is moving in this direction, has trajectory, unlike 99% of other practices out there. That has so much value in the marketplace, and it will continue no matter what the economy does. It will have value. And the cool thing, if you build this thing out, and even if you're not looking at an imminent exit, what's the worst case scenario, guys, is you have built out a well-run cash flow machine that you love going and working towards, and you're working towards making it better every single day. So I'm going to challenge you guys. Quit thinking short term. Quit thinking about the now. This is the fire I need to put out now. I get it. You're going to have fires to put out, and you're going to have to kind of address those and tackle those. Taking time away from the practice can help you do that as well. But when you step back, I really want you to start thinking through and envisioning out, how do you make this practice what you want, something that's going to support the life you want. Guys, once you start having those conversations, once you start thinking through that in your head, getting your team on board, thinking the long game, that's when that strategic moves that you've made, you'll start to see those pay off. And this practice starts to look very different now than it did 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. So guys, I encourage you to take that time off, like we said, but think long term, think the long game. Right now we don't have the luxury of always thinking short term. You will be miserable. Your life will be better if you start really extrapolating this out and try and envision out where you want to be in the long game and start knocking down those dominoes to get there. So guys, appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us today. And until next time, take care and we will talk soon.